I'm Movie Cat, and you are watching fantastic crap. So, my B-movie bandits, are you still itching for some high-flying action? Did last episode leave you hungry for even more great Canon Studios explosive B-style shenanigans? Well, then you are in luck. This episode, we devour another Canon film cheeseburger set in a jungle, but this time it's seasoned with a heaping helping of buddy comedy, herbs, and spices. The film, this time around, is the 1992 action buddy comedy 50-50. Yes, I know, that might sound more like a running joke from a stupid YouTube creator, but it's also the name of this extremely entertaining film. I mean, come on, give this a chance. I'd say there's a 50-50 chance that you might even like it. Meow. Don't blame me for the jokes. I don't write them. The two buddies this time around are played by Peter Weller of RoboCop fame and Robert Hayes of Airplane fame. They play two bickering mercenaries who were once partners but are now rivals of sorts and end up having to team up once again in order to save the day and get paid. So, let's get our tactical gear on and our weapons loaded. It's time to storm this Canon jungle of fun once again. We start with mercenary Sam French leading a group of rebels into a jungle, but instead of listening to me ramble on about it, let's just have Sam himself sum up his situation for us instead.
Terrific. Boatload of drunks on a lagoon full of sharks fighting for an asshole who's afraid of snakes.
They get on shore, and Sam is very confident that he has come up with the best assault strategy, and this will be a very easy mission for him.
What's the means of walking the park in the French?
That's American for... Oh, shit.
That is not what walk in the park means in America. Well, unless it's for that park in New York City, then it very much means that. Now. So, the soldiers are killed, and Sam is trapped on a sinking boat in the ocean surrounded by sharks, but is saved when the sharks are blown up by a rocket launcher. No, I'm not going to show that, because we have more important matters to get to. Okay, fine. Here. There, happy now? Anyway, Sam wakes up in a hospital tent. The lead security officer, Jake Wire, convinces his employers to hire him.
These guys are all alike. Money talks. Then when we don't need him, then we shoot him.
How much would this guy cost me?
4,000 ought to do it.
Oh, there is a reason I showed this clip, but we'll get to that in a few. The two men then introduced themselves to Sam.
Tired. Answer the man, cheese face.
French, Sam H., 1st Battalion, 7th Brigade, 101st Air Cav. Most recently with Colonel Singh, sir, in an unsuccessful assault on the Bay of Serpents. Please, sir, don't shoot me, please. I'll tell you everything I can.
But it turns out that this bit was just an act. Sam and Jake know each other. So well, in fact, that Sam knew to go right into the ruse and knew that Jake would go with it.
You miserable skunk humper. Invading my island, for Christ's sakes?
Your island? What the hell are you doing here? I heard you were dead.
Do I look dead?
No, but you don't smell too good.
Jesus, Jake, what happened to you? One minute you say you're going to be in Miami.
I was in Miami. Where the hell were you if you'd stay put for 5 minutes?
They turn out to be old buddies that know each other extremely well.
I even got you a job.
Oh, shit. What's it pay?
2,000.
My ass. It's more like 4 with you skimming half of it.
I save your life, and all you do is whine about the pennies.
4,000, Jake.
This movie does a fantastic job of showing how much like brothers these two are and how deep their friendship really is. So, the scam is that Sam spills his guts about the invasion and they work for Jake's current employer, who Sam is reluctant to work with at first because he says the man is a maniac. Jake says that he's just like all the other people they've ever worked for that hire them, but this time the employer loves Jake. Well, sounds great. I don't see how that could go wrong at all. So, Jake takes Sam to see the boss, who is indeed a maniac, and orders for Sam to be shot. But Jake tries to convince him to hire Sam instead. But while the guy may be a maniac, he is also a smart maniac, and instantly gets the feeling that the two may be friends, and orders Jake to shoot Sam. Sam tries to take Jake out of the room, but he orders him to shoot him there in front of everyone. How do they get out of that, you ask? Well, with another ruse, of course, but this one doesn't exactly go as they hoped.
Maybe I wasn't being completely honest with you before. Hold on, right there. One move and I'll blow his brains out. Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
I think you've just been fired.
Shoot them both.
The two manage to escape by shooting the overhead ceiling glass and run. They jump from the building into a truck and use it to race away.
You squirrel-brained doofus, you just blew the best gig I ever had. I'm working banker's hours and you come along with a little pissant invasion and blow it all to hell.
Hey, I'm sorry, okay?
One of the biggest things this movie has going for it is that the chemistry between the two leads is superb.
You know, that's my problem with you, Fretchie. You do something really bozo and then you always say you're sorry.
Well, I'm sorry. How long are you gonna hold a grudge?
This is no grudge, Bubblehead. It just happened. Next week it'll be a grudge.
Also, the writing is pretty sharp with some fantastic banter, one-liners, and bickering between the two mercenaries. So, the two escape to Singapore, but eventually get kidnapped by the CIA, who wants to hire them for a mission. The CIA wants to take out the maniac that the two had just fled from, because now he has a chemical weapons plant and has gotten in league with some very nasty terrorist groups. The former president, whose country was stolen by the maniac, had fled deep into the jungle and became the head of the resistance group warring against the said maniac. At first, the two want nothing to do with the job, but their vast history of mercenary work is brought up, and surprisingly, a lot of it was very illegal. So it's the old do what we want or rot in prison pitch. But the CIA is still at least nice enough to pay them for the job.
$250,000 each.
We'll think about it.
They very briefly thought about it, I see. Also, this scene here sets up the ongoing theme for the two characters, that they are always about the money and survival. It's never about the causes or doing the right thing. It's always about the bottom line for them. So, of course, since this is a movie, we know the character development is going to hit them across the face, and they will end up caring for a cause for once, and risking their lives not just for the money. So, they land in the jungle and go looking for the rebels, who they know will probably find them first. So they just head into the direction of their known whereabouts, and in the meantime we get a lot of beautiful jungle scenery and a bit of jungle shenanigans as well. Yeah, this whole scene is kind of pointless, but at least it's fun, kind of like this show. If you add but without the fun, I swear to my litter box that I will claw your eyes out.
$2,716.93.
Cool it. They're here. Where? Left, right, behind us.
Don't move. A dozen guns are on you.
4, actually, but who's counting?
Even with all the mishaps and pratfalls, the movie does show very often that these two are actually pretty good at what they do. They are brought into the camp, and of course the rebels do not trust them one bit, so they tie them up by their feet overnight until the leader is ready to meet with them. They meet the former ex-president and his niece, and he reluctantly agrees to let them help them with their war. So they show them the men they have to work with, and they go right to work training them and trying to get them ready for the battle ahead.
Okay, somebody come up here and try to hit me.
Siapa berani?
Okay, somebody else.
Yeah, this joke has been done in several other movies, but I never stop finding it funny. How? Oh, and Sam isn't having a much easier time with the training himself.
And when I say step forward and state your name, loud and clear. Sebut nama masing-masing. Seorang-seorang. Soldier. Citizen, go. Semua dah siap belum talib? Ku amat bengku selamat. Alangkah semua jaya bengah mentah. Awak ready bil Hamzah? Yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, it seems that they might have their work cut out for them here. So, the ex-president's niece is assisting in their work, but understandably still doesn't trust them at all.
Mr. Wire, I'm sure you're quite the expert on military matters. I can tell myself had very good reason for doing what he did. Personally, though, I'd have had you shot. No hard feelings.
Yeah, I know what you're all thinking. She is definitely going to become the love interest for one of them. Hey, I never said that this movie was without its cliches. So eventually, some of the maniac's men storm the village and pillage it, stealing supplies and other resources and beating anyone who resists. This is where our characters start to see the brutality and actually start to give a damn about the situation that they have found themselves in. After this, the CIA drops loads of supplies for the rebels in the village, and of course the curious town folks and kids cannot help but to see what they brought them, and this leads to some, issues.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Get all these people out of here. Get them, back them up all the way to the lake. You two, get out.
No, tell me what I should tell her.
Oh my! Little girl must have been looking for candy, but all she found was a bomb pop. Okay, so this scene basically exists for us to see some of the humanity in Jake come out, and for him to do something heroic and selfless.
And don't let go. I'm gonna take it right here.
Wow, that was a close one. They almost blew it. So, this is also when the niece, whose name is Saluda, starts to see the softer side of Jake and starts to warm up to him. Also, Sam hasn't been taking the jungle isolation very well himself.
This is it, Frenchie. Low water mark your whole miserable low water life. Remember it. Don't forget it. When you're back in the world, feeling low because some chick you're with is a 9 instead of a 10, just remember the night you were sitting in the middle of a fucking jungle with a goat coming onto you, and for a minute, just a few seconds there, actually I had to think about it.
Yeah, the isolation has almost gotten his goat. It seems that he almost did something very bad. Hey, if you have a problem with my jokes, then you write them for me. Otherwise, shut up. Oh, and remember that elephant scene that I called pointless? Turns out that the guy who owned the elephant in that scene has let the maniac know about what he saw.
You're positive this was the man? And he and the other man were going north into the hills?
You told no one else. You're certain. Good.
Yeah, seems this guy really loves his sweets. They really know how to reward their citizens.
Good. You've been very helpful. Model citizen. Call Washington.
Well, he hit a sweet spot. You know, I've seen people mock scenes like this where it's just there to show the bad guy do something terrible, to show how evil he is. But I say these scenes are important. Not only do they showcase what kind of bad guy we are up against, but it helps the audience root for the good guys more, and then gets them more invested into seeing the bad guy finally getting his final comeuppance. So, now knowing something is afoot, the maniac contacts the U.S. and makes a deal with the U.S. president to become an ally if they call off whatever they have going on. Turns out the president was in the dark about what the CIA was doing and decides to call it off without knowing any of the details. The lead of the CIA at first tells them that it's too late, but then we find out that there is a mole and they are going to make sure that the operation never happens. So, back in the jungle, our two heroes and their rebel soldiers hijack a bus and plan to ride it into the city. But of course, it's a setup and they get ambushed by helicopters, which makes everyone jump for joy. So, after a bit more action and gunfire, they manage to get rid of two of the helicopters, but a third one lands and starts to unload soldiers. So Saluda does something drastic. Well, so much for our love interest. Well, when Cannon said that this movie has a busload of action in it, they were damn serious. They return to the village to find out that it has been burnt to the ground with several of the villagers killed and that the rebel leader has been kidnapped. The CIA lead shows up in a helicopter and tries to explain to the two what happened and that the maniac is going to have a giant celebration where he is going to announce the alignment with the United States and then bring out the rebel leader and kill him in front of everyone. He pays them both $2 million along with all kinds of passports and legal documents, pretty much giving them free rein to go anywhere in the world. And this is where we have our little standoff. Jake refuses to let it end just like that and plans to use his knowledge of the capital to storm in and take out the maniac. And of course Sam argues with him and wants nothing to do with it, but eventually folds because, well, he cannot let his friend walk into sudden death alone. So that night they bring their plan into motion.
Maybe they got a plan.
I told you the plan. 2 plans.
Yeah, Plan A for awful and Plan B for bad, even worse than Plan A.
You know, I should have never, ever, ever killed those sharks.
You know, after all of the misfortune, at least the banter is still fire. Jake sneaks through the sewers and heads to the control room to turn off the electric fence. He has just a set amount of time to do so before Sam tries to climb the fence. Jake gets the key to the lock that is in the control switch, and of course a guard catches him when a fight scene kicks off. During the struggle, the key is knocked into a vent, and Jake has to fish it out of a wire before his friend gets fried. They make it, of course, and it switches to the next morning where Sam is hiding underneath the podium that the bad guy is going to make his speech from. Sam tries to contact Jake on his walkie-talkie, but realizes that it is somehow connected to the speakers on the podium. And well, he cannot help but have a little fun with it.
And my solemn duty to resign my leadership of Tangara and to step down from power forever.
Now that is a speech I can get behind. Oh, don't worry, there is much more of this.
Whoa. Because I have been one of the worst presidents of all time. And one of the great assholes in the history of the universe. Therefore, I relinquish my leadership of Tangara to those who deserve it most. The people.
This is probably one of my favorite moments of the film, but I don't think the villain liked it very much at all. I mean, look at that look on his face. He looks like he is pissed because he just tried to take a dump, but his massive turd came out sideways. Ah, I hate it when that happens. At that moment, Sam unleashes a lot of smoke bombs, and while wearing a gas mask, he rescues the former president during all of the confusion. Jake comes out shooting, and a lot of gunfire and action happens, which leads to both Sam and Jake being injured. This movie really loves sending people flying through the air. The CIA guy comes in to help take the former president to safety, and Sam and Jake are trapped and pinned down by the enemy army. They plan to go out in a blaze of glory, and then we get a slow-motion heroic gunfight. Why didn't they make that image the poster for this movie? That was a cool image. The former president comes in on a truck with a big gun helping our heroes. The electric fence gets shut off once again, and all of the citizens rush in and start fighting the soldiers. And it seems our guys may make it through this.
We're doing it, Jake! We're getting well!
Oh, you had to go and open your big mouth, didn't you?
Guys, the villain is still standing there with the gun. You may want to... Ah, never mind. Well, it seems our two heroes are in a lot of trouble. Pop goes the scumbag! Also, that has to be one of the best and most graphic exploding main villain deaths that I have seen in a movie. I highly approve. Gold star! So, we are then taken to Rome, where the CIA guy meets our two bandaged up heroes and gives them a note from the president that isn't the former president anymore, and with it is a box of 2 gold coins that has the face of Saluda on it, honoring her. And on the other side, well, that is one way for the movie to stop on a dime. So yeah, that was 50-50. A very underrated and obscure buddy action comedy that sadly never got the attention that it deserved. It has a very fun story with a message, two likable heroes with a lot of fun banter and witty one-liners, and some well-made action scenes thrown in as well. This movie originally was another canon film for Chuck Norris, but he didn't want to do yet another jungle film. And I wonder how this movie would have done with Chuck Norris in it. But hey, the two leads did a fantastic job. The movie never really got a theater run and was nudged right into the straight-to-video, where it quickly got buried. But thankfully, I saw it back in the day, and I am able to shed some light on this fun gem. The movie isn't as good as the last canon film I reviewed, but hey, of course not. That was Chuck Norris in his prime. But this movie still manages to be a memorable action romp in the jungle. I give 50-50 7 hairballs out of 10. So, that has been another fun canon-filled episode. But next episode is our 60th episode, which means it'll be our next top 10 list. So, be sure to join me next time when I count down. Well, I'm not going to spoil it. Now, stop listening to me and go watch 50-50. That movie deserves love. Now, scat, go. I have a list to make. This episode, we devour another canon film's cheeseburger. Sit in the jungle. Yabba dabba doo. I screwed up on the first line reading. I really suck. This is not the walk in the park. I said the, not what. This is not the walk in the park. No, this is supposed to be, this is not what a walk in the park means. And the do-over! So, the scam is that Sam spills his guts about the invasion and they work for Jake's current employer. I implore myself to stop. At first, the two want nothing to do with the job, but their vast history of mercenary work is brought up, and not surprisingly, a lot of it. Welcome to Fantastic Crap, the musical! We are not using that as a blooper. If you put that in, I swear to God, I will kill. Their vast history of mercenary work is brought up, and not surprisingly, a lot of it is very illegal. So, it's the whole, do you want to rot in prison pitch? Or, what is the sentence I'm reading? Fire the script writer! This whole scene is kind of pointless, but at least it's fun. Kind of like this show. My mind went blank when I was reading that. And he reluctantly agrees to let them help with their war. So they show them the... Oh... I really don't know how to finish that. Oh, I just fucked up. Let's move on. So, this is also when the niece, whose name is Suleta. Suleta? Suleta. That's a weird ass name. Yeah, the isolation has gotten his. Why did I forget the animal? Has gotten his cat? Has gotten his walrus? Yeah, the isolation has almost gotten his goat. It seems that he almost did something bad. Oh, that was a very bad bad. I would make a very bad sheep. Or goat. It's a goat. Sheeps and goats are not the same animal. Or are they? Did my mouth just become a machine gun? I give 50-50 7 hairballs out of... Why did I forget the number of hairballs? 20? 30? Oh my God, why am I hosting shit?